omnipotent being does not respond back, how do you know if it exists?
Okay, that gets back to the question of why I believe God exists, which is a very important question. I don't believe God exists because he's answered my prayers. Okay? I believe that God exists because the order and the design of the cosmos points to a designer. I believe that God exists because everything that has a beginning has a cause. The universe has a beginning, therefore the universe has to have a cause. I believe that God exists because the anthropic principle, life is balanced on a razor's edge. To try and argue that all this just happened by chance is absurd for me. I believe that God exists because the amount of information in the DNA of a single cell is so densely packed, it demands an intelligent mind. I believe that God exists because it's more reasonable to believe that life comes from life than it is to believe that life comes from non-life. I believe that God exists because I notice that human beings have this innate drive for meaning in life. The only way there can be real meaning in life is if God created us for a purpose. And this innate drive that I notice that we human beings have for meaning is best explained by the fact that we were created for a purpose. I believe that God exists because the evidence of a conscience that ties me into moral absolutes demands a moral lawgiver. I believe that God exists because I experience love. And if there is no God, love is simply a biochemical reaction. I'm sorry, my experience of reality is there's more to love than simply a biochemical reaction. I believe that God exists because I experience free will. And free will shows me that there's more to you and me than just a machine. We're human beings with a free will. That demands there be a God, a personal being, who creates us and gives us this free will. I believe that there's a God because I notice that all human beings, myself included, have a drive for life after death. The only way there can be life after death is if there is some type of God who is able to give us this life after death. So those are 10 pieces of evidence that point to God's existence. That's why I believe God exists, for those 10 reasons.